Hey guys, it's Edwin here, and today I'm going to talk about ego defense mechanisms, or the defense mechanisms you employ after leaving an abusive relationship or after experiencing narcissistic abuse. It will be a very interesting one, and it will help you to understand that there are some things you might be doing after leaving an abusive relationship which are not coming from your authentic self, or but there are things which are just preventing you from feeling the pain or processing the pain. You see, something you need to understand is narcissistic abuse will leave you feeling powerless, hopeless, and confused, and in like deep emotional and psychological pain. The narcissist employed various manipulative techniques and tools to get their needs met, even at the expense of your general well-being, or at the expense of your mental well-being. So because of these abuse, actually, you end up developing various resources, like mental resources, called like ego defense mechanisms. And these ego defense mechanisms help you to cope or to manage those painful experiences you are feeling deep inside. So, to simply define ego defense mechanism, we can just call them like psychological strategies your mind develops to protect you from feeling those uncomfortable emotions. Those are comfortable thoughts, or those are comfortable feelings as a result of your past experiences, or as a result of the pain you are feeling deep inside. So the thing is, these coping mechanisms like help you manage stressful situations in life, like abuse or trauma. And most of these defense mechanisms are actually like unconscious. You may not be aware of them, or you may not be fully aware you are engaging in them, and they may even be preventing you from processing those past experiences or past traumatic memories well. And the thing about these defense mechanisms is they may offer a bit of temporary relief, like in the short term. But as I've said, like they may also prevent you from fully dealing with the pain you are carrying deep inside. So it's more like providing this barrier in quotes, which prevents you from feeling and processing those uncomfortable emotions. Because like feeling them and processing them is where healing is, but just safeguarding them is just postponing the pain. And in this video, I'll be sharing some of the common like ego defense mechanisms like after narcissistic abuse, and then I'll also be sharing examples so that it can help you like, or so that you can shed some light on how your mind might trick you and keep you stuck with the pain much longer. And I want you to really look at your life if you are really healing from abuse, and look if these one of these mechanisms resonate with you. So the first one we talk about is denial. Denial is where it involves this refusal to accept the reality and the severity of abuse. So the thing is, the pain is clearly there, you know it, but you keep telling yourself things like, it was not that bad. Or the common one is like, they were not 100% narcissistic, or my partner was not that narcissist, or just anything that downplays or denies the abuse. And the thing is, when you are in this state of denial, you will not even seek any professional help, or even like work on yourself, or even take the steps to prevent yourself from further abuse, because you think that you did not suffer from abuse, you do not encounter any abuse. So of course, it provides this denial provides an element of control and safety, but at the same time, it keeps you stuck in an illusion. It keeps you stuck in an illusion of like you are not in pain. The second one is a rationalization. Rationalization is where you tend to make excuses and justifications for someone's actions, for someone's thoughts, for someone's behaviors. In this case, now you are making excuses for your partner's behaviors. Like, you've experienced abuse, they've abused you, but you still try to minimize or to justify why they abused you, to justify why they called you those names, to justify why they emotionally abused you. And this can involve things like saying, they are acting that way because of their depression, or they've been so stressed lately because of work, or it's because of their childhood trauma. Like, you may justify the abuse. You may also justify the abuse by saying things like, telling yourself things like, "Oh, I deserve this treatment because I made a mistake." Like, you deserve to be abused because you made a mistake, or it was my fault. That's why they acted that way. So they abused that way because it was my fault. The other one is dissociation. So dissociation is where, like, it's like your mind detaches from reality, and there's this disconnect between your thoughts, your memories, and your actions. I made a video about this in the past. You can check it in some of my past videos. So the thing which happens is you disconnect from your emotions, which is true emotions deep inside, so that you cannot feel the pain which is lacking deep inside. So you may find yourself like zoning out, or having an out of the body experience, feeling spacey, or feeling sleepy when life gets challenging. Or you might even have moments where you have bits of amnesia, or something like experiencing general feeling of numbness, like you can't feel any pleasure. That's now dissociation. The fourth one is projection. This is a very, very common one. Projection is, I know you understand, projection is where you may attribute your undesirable behaviors, your undesirable thoughts, or your undesirable actions onto someone else. Projection is mostly used by narcissists and those abusers, where where they deflect or they blame what they're currently doing to some circumstance. But we all engage in it to some degree. So, as a victim of abuse, you may also project your internal experiences to an outside circumstance, so as to avoid acknowledging or dealing with the pain you are feeling, or avoid dealing with those fears and insecurities and feelings of unworthiness or feelings of inadequacy. So it's more of avoiding to take full responsibility of your healing journey, and putting all the blame on your past relationships, or putting all the blame on your past experiences and past life circumstances. So instead of looking at the present moment and dealing with it, you may project those negative feelings about yourself onto your friends, onto your family, onto your kids. Like, you may say your kids are not listening to you, or your family are not supporting you enough, or they're not listening to you. But it's just about you projecting, like, your current circumstances are caused by those people without fully taking responsibility. You may also go to this point of assuming that everyone is manipulative, or everyone is as manipulative as the narcissist, or everyone around you cannot be trusted, or they're evil, and no one is even no human being is to be trusted. You see, when you fail to take full responsibility of your healing journey, you are, of course, of your current life, not of your past life, your current life, you're, of course, disempowering yourself. So that's also another another defense mechanism. The fifth one is called displacement. So with displacement, it involves redirecting your emotional reactions from one target to another. So in case of narcissistic abuse now, you may redirect the frustration or the anger you have towards your narcissistic ex towards strangers online, another person, another relationship, towards your kids, towards your family, or just anything aside from them, or just any other situation. So you may find yourself like lashing out to your loved ones, or becoming so impatient with them because of something they've not done, just because You cannot channel those frustrations to the one who really caused the pain. And you may also find yourself engaging in some self-sabotaging behaviors like substance abuse or binge eating, like sometimes binge watching, so that you can just channel those negative emotions, just channel those frustrations or negative feelings you have towards your narcissistic ex towards something else. So in short, it's simply where like you redirect your emotions onto like another person or another target that is not the true origin of the emotion. That's displacement. The last one, a very very common one, is toxic positivity. So toxic positivity is very very simple. It's a defense mechanism where you become so overly positive so as to escape the reality of the situation, so as to escape the reality of the negative emotions you are feeling deep inside, the reality of the negative, of the painful emotions you are feeling deep inside. So instead of allowing yourself to really like feel and like process those negative emotions, you just choose to develop this happy attitude or this positive outlook so as to mask or so as to hide what's really going on deep inside. Is the attitude of just being positive. And the thing about this is you are actually invalidating your negative experiences and pushing away or shoving away those painful feelings because you feel that you cannot deal with them in the present moment. This can, of course, be something like pretending to be okay, like I'm very okay, or feeling pressure to solely focus on the positive side of life. It's okay to focus on the positive side of life, but if you feel pressure to do so, then yeah, that may be a coping mechanism. Or blaming yourself for not being able to get over it, or blaming yourself for not being happy. Yeah. So those are the six defense mechanisms. So the thing is, to conclude, like all defense mechanisms, yeah, they may look okay, as I said before, and they may even provide a temporary relief from those painful experiences. Like they provide mechanisms to deal with those uncomfortable emotions. But when taken too far or when taken to the extreme, they may also prevent you from fully processing and fully dealing with your pain. They may also, in some sense, these mechanisms may keep you stuck with the pain much longer because instead of dealing with the pain, you are developing mechanisms to mask the pain. And the thing is, it may also feed you with this illusion that you are doing very, very okay. And you don't even need any help, or you don't even need to work on yourself, and you can even stop like working on yourself because you're now positive. No. It's so important to know that those traumatic experiences and those traumatic memories and those unhealed wounds never really like disappear into the thin air. Like if I just say I'm positive, they never really go or disappear into the thin air. Even if you think like you have the best defense mechanism, like by just being positive, sometimes even affirmation can be so dangerous because it can be another way to escape to the positive. But the thing about these things is they just linger below the surface, and the fact that you are even employing these defense mechanisms, it can be of course consciously or unconsciously, it means that you are protecting yourself against something. So you are protecting yourself against something which needs to be released. It's like I'm keeping a lion in my house. The best thing to do would, of course, be to open the door and let the lion go. But now, when you develop these different mechanisms, it's like we are locking the pain. It's like we are keeping that unprocessed trauma and unprocessed pain deep within us. So, the best challenge for you is always be brave and really go to the root of the problem instead of just developing these defense mechanisms. Because the moment you go to the root of the problem, you don't have to be on guard all the time, and your authentic self actually lies beyond the pain. Your authentic self lies beyond the pain you are protecting yourself from. And without past pain and those uncomfortable emotions affecting the way you live your current life or the way you live your present life, there'll be no need of those defense mechanisms. There'll be no need of projection. There'll be no need of displacement. There'll be no need of being positively toxic. You'll just be living with yourself, enjoying life, and being present with you. So hope you found that informative, guys. So defense mechanisms may look okay temporarily, but always strive to deal with the cause, or deal with the thing which is making you use those defense mechanisms. And it's possible to deal with those things. It's not impossible. So if you'd like my support or anything, or help with those traumatic memories and dealing with that abusive past, you can always book a call with me, but only if you are committed and you really want to explore. Until next time, guys, feel free to share, subscribe, and comment.